Today we're talking about the power of a priority. Let's get to it. Hello allesammans, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about the power of a priority. There's a really great book, Essentialism by McKeown. In it, he talks about how to identify the most important and essential things in life so that you can focus on those things that are most important. And one thing he talks about is the definition of the word priority and where it came from. The word priority wasn't used as a plural until much later. It's actually originated back in the 1400s, but it didn't become a plural word, priorities, until 19th or 20th century, where suddenly you could have more than one priority. Prior being first, so it's about the first thing, the most important things, your mission statement, as it were, or your core philosophy. But it's more than just a guiding philosophy. It's a principle that allows you to quickly make decisions that work towards whatever that focused priority is. Darren Hardy, he talks about how the master skill of success is the ability to say no to those things that don't promote your true purpose. And having a priority, that one thing, allows you to tap into that skill of saying no. It provides you a lamppost or a compass that helps you go into the right direction. I think James Clear said, and I'm going to paraphrase horribly, it's not even close to what he probably said, but he said, if you don't focus on your own priorities, then someone else will make you focus on theirs. Maybe Darren Hardy said that. Somebody said that, and somebody else probably copied them. It's true. If you don't have a priority, if you don't have that first thing, that thing that guides your decisions, that allows you to say no to those things that aren't the priority, then somebody else is going to make those decisions for you. So what is my priority? What is my first thing? And I think, and this is without really, too much deliberation, to be honest, my current priority is to provide a good future for myself and Ruhi. I have a specific vision for what that looks like. Maybe someday I'll share that with you. Ruhi knows what it is. Everything I'm doing is towards that end. Even learning Norwegian, even the health and fitness stuff, my work, my career, it's all about that specific vision for that priority, that first thing, that main purpose. And if that's my priority, if that's my first focus, then that allows me to know exactly what I should say no to. If I have a choice between two things, it allows me to know which one is the right one to do. And that's why a priority has to be singular. You can't have two priorities because at some point they'll be at odds. And then how do you know which is the most important one? First priority is a redundant term. It's like saying the first thing. You can't have a second first thing and a third first thing. You have a first thing and then you have everything else that's after that. If you're unsure what your priority is, then maybe you need to spend some time reflecting on what that is. Clearly I do too. Think about what values are most important to you. Think about what vision you have for the future and what is the one thing, that essential component that will take you in that direction. I think it's also important to be very specific with your priority. For example, children might be your priority, your kids might be your priority, but that's kind of vague because it can be expressed in a lot of different ways. For example, spending quality time with my children is different than securing a financial future for my children. Those are expressed very differently. It's probably okay to start generally, say, yeah, children are the priority, and then figure out how you can narrow in and focus on a specific part of that area. How will you demonstrate how that priority affects what you do and how you focus your attention and energy? Now, another example, if your priority was your health, how would you choose between going for a walk or eating a salad? Of course, this is a silly what if, because most of us don't have to choose between those two things. But again, it's a vague priority. If your priority was to increase endurance, then clearly going for a walk would be better. If your priority was to get more fiber in your diet, then eating a salad would be better. Having that clear choice allows you to know what decision to make. Having a priority also decreases stress, believe it or not. Most stress, at least for me, comes from not being able to make a decision about something or knowing how things will turn out or worrying about the what ifs. But if I have a priority, then I know exactly what decisions I should make, what direction I should go in, what to do in those what if situations. I don't have to worry about what ifs as a stress causer because with a priority, I can answer the what ifs with a do this. Here's an example, a really silly one. But if you're given the choice between driving a car and crashing into a lamppost or driving a car safely down the road, which would you choose? Well, clearly our priority, hopefully, is to be a safe driver, not get in accidents. So the choice is very clear. There's no stress at all related to that choice. But other choices in your life that cause stress don't have to cause as much stress because if you have that priority, you know which decision to make. It's very clear. If you look at the most successful people, they're very decisive. They can make a decision and act on it because they know what their priority is. There's a story that Darren Hardy talks about with Richard Branson. He wanted Richard Branson to give a keynote talk at some event. And so he reached out to Richard Branson's people and said, hey, can he come to this thing? I'll pay him X amount of money, whatever his going rate is. And they said, no, he can't do that. And so he came back and said, okay, what about if we double the amount and then will he come? And they said, no, he can't, he won't go. And then he said something like, okay, we'll increase it even more and we'll fly him on a private jet. From the time he leaves the plane to the time he gets back to the plane will be exactly 1 hour. Won't have to talk to anyone, do anything. He just go there, talk for 20 minutes and leave. And they said, no. And he said, okay, what number is it that I need to give you money-wise to make sure that Richard Branson can come to our event? And said, no amount of money will allow him to go. They said right now Richard Branson has 3 main things that he's focused on, and none of them are giving public talks. So no amount of money will allow him to make a decision in that direction. And that's really powerful. He knew exactly what his priority is. And it's not giving a talk for millions of dollars or whatever the amount was. It was a lot, I'm sure. So if you have the priority in mind, if you know what that most important thing is, that first thing, it allows you to make really easy decisions, to be decisive, to know exactly what you should do. So what does that mean? I don't know if it means anything for you, but for me, I try to keep my priority in mind whenever I have a choice about doing 2 different things or 3 different things. It's especially helpful when presented with distractions, which in this world happens all the time, thanks to internet. But implementing on a priority is a whole different topic for a different day. I'm not going to talk about how to get over distractions because I'm not really that good at it. I get distracted really easily. So maybe we'll talk about that some other time. This all gives me something to think about. What is my priority? What is my first thing? When I know what that is, then I can tap into that master skill of being able to say no to those things that don't promote that priority. We have an endless amount of opportunities coming to our doorstep all the time. People vying for our attention, people asking us questions. Having a priority allows us the power to know what to do, what to say yes and no to, where we should focus our attention, our time, our energy. It allows us to create a life with purpose, allows you a means by which you can fulfill that purpose. And I think that's pretty cool. That's it for now. I just had some thoughts in my head brewing around. Again, this is more random topics, and that was very random. So thanks for listening today. I hope you guys have a fantastic beginning of your week. On Wednesday, maybe tomorrow, but Wednesday, I'm going to have my 7-week Norwegian update. I'm going to actually try and talk in Norwegian. So we'll see how that goes. Until then, be good to each other, be safe, be happy, wash your hands, and I'll talk to you later. Ha det bra.